Hey everybody, welcome behind the scenes here at Jamie Riddler Studios. I am Jamie and I'm happy to be here with you today. I have been thinking about freedom. Freedom to be who we are, freedom to pursue what is in our hearts, freedom to create our own lives amidst our given circumstances, freedom. It's one of my top values. It's one of my top driving forces. Before I was in this life of creative mentoring, creative coaching, before I was in the world of blogging, I had a lot of regular jobs in my life. Like what I mean by a regular job is a job that you have to be there at a certain time, you have to leave at a certain time, and that is not particularly deeply career oriented. It may be something you enjoy, it may be something you don't enjoy, but it's not something that in any way you feel defines who you are. It's something where the primary reason you do it is because you need to make a living. You need to pay your rent, you need to pay your bills, and that's the truth of life. And, I grew up as a sensitive, shy, creative girl. And it's been really hard for me to find my way, particularly because my way asked for bravery, my way asked for boldness, my way asked for being comfortable with discomfort, my way asked for a lot of things that I had to step up to. And in the world, people say a lot of the time, choose the safe route, get a job. And what we've seen right now is certainly that's not safe. Many of us who had decent jobs are now without. But for me, in the old context, it wasn't safer. Even if I thought the job was okay, even if I liked the people, even if I liked what I was doing, it was in my heart a struggle. It was dampening to my spirit. It didn't hold me or lift me or open me up. It shut me down. It kept me rooted. Anchored is better than rooted. It tied me up. And a big part of that was simply time. I don't mean giving time to the work. I mean that somebody else determined how I spent my time. I can tell you, much different than popular understanding may be, that working for myself, I work way more, like way more than I worked when I was in a regular job. There is a freedom in a regular job. There is. And for some people, that is just right. That feels like freedom. Like I go in, I do my time, I work with nice people, I do my thing, I contribute. And at the end of the day, when it hits 4 or 4:30 or 5 or whatever time they finish, I'm done. I'm blissfully done. I feel secure and free because my bills are paid. I feel free because I know that after X time, my time is my own. I feel free because I have money in the bank and I can go on vacations and I can take classes, and it's awesome. And that feels like freedom to some people. For me, freedom feels like working really hard, but working on what matters to me. Freedom feels like I decide my hours, even if they're long. I get to choose what's the priority and what's not the priority. That feels like freedom to me. And each has its benefits and each has its costs. But the key is to know yourself. What is freedom to me? Freedom matters to me, so that's a part of my major equation. Maybe it's not to you. Maybe for you, security is massively important. Safety and security, massively important. Maybe for you, contribution is massively important. For me, the arts is massively important. Meaning is important to me. Feeling like I'm contributing something meaningful is incredibly important to me. Love is important to me. Goodness is important to me. Authenticity is important to me. And I took time in my life to reflect and journal, to have conversations, to really hone in on, this is what matters to me. This is who I am as a person, and this is who I am as a person in this world. These are the compass points of my life, and I want to follow them no matter what. So starting to know yourself is the beginning of the real journey. Knowing what matters to you, not to anyone else, not society, not the world, not your peer group, not your family, not your partner, separate from all of that. I'm not saying those things aren't important to you, but I am saying that somewhere in your deepest soul, somewhere in the wild woods of you, there needs to be a space where yours is the only voice, so you can hear it pure and true. This is one of the gifts of journaling for many people. It's also the gifts of counseling for many people, where you can talk it out and the counselor isn't invested in, or a coach isn't invested in what you say. They're not personally affected by it. So they can just listen, and you can tell your truth and hear it come out of your mouth or see it come out of your fingertips. Know yourself. And from there, you can make the choices that will be most meaningful to you. I guess ultimately, for me, that is the root of freedom. I know myself, and I can choose to create my life within my given circumstances in a way that honors my spirit and honors what I believe truly matters. And that is a way I can be a stand for something amazing in this world. What matters to you? I'd love you to take some time with that question. If you know some things right off the bat, I'd love for you to share it with me. What are the compass points around which you want to design your life? Is freedom one of them? I'm so curious. Let me know. So, and I just want to mention about that, this is the kind of work we do in my course, Mindful Mondays, which starts today. We meditate and we journal so that we can feel connected to ourselves, so we can have a clear channel to what matters to us. And then we start defining what matters to us through something called focus areas, what I was just calling compass points. Focus areas, which are the things that matter to me in my life right now. And then how can I start designing my life around that, week by week by week. We also do this in our studio yearbooks. Mine's right here. In between Sunday and Monday, we always have a page. So where we put, like for me, it will have studio, it'll have home, it'll have self, it'll have writing, it'll have art, it will have love. And then I will, in each of those boxes, I will write, okay, this week, what's going on in the studio? How can I honor the work? How can I honor my home? What do I want to do? How do I want to nourish it? How do I want to tend to it? And it's just a way of every week making sure that I'm paying attention to what's important to me. And that's how you build a life you really love. One that's based on knowing yourself and expressing, even if it's only to yourself, what truly matters to you. I hope that's a guiding light for you this week, and I will see you next week.